So good morning to all of you. At the outset, I would like to thank the KIT management for inviting me here to connect with all of you seated here. My special wishes to the esteemed speakers sitting here, to the respected professors and all the students, the young students here. You people have a lot of patience, I must say, as students. आप थके नहीं हो हमको सुन के अभी तक? I get tired. Right? Maybe it is age showing on me. But let me ask a question. How many of you want to earn good salary? I'm waiting for some more hands. Okay. And how many of you want to run your own business? Same number of people. Okay. Good. Right. Thanks. All I'm trying to do is that बैठे हो सुन भी रहे हो मुझे कि नहीं. But very important thing linked to this piece, which you need to understand, that the world has become a very tough place to survive, to earn good salary, or to start a good business. And for that, in this AI world, what you need is two things. बाकी कई चाहिए बस दो जो क्वेश्चन चाहिए. You need to have a very good LQ. Have you heard of LQ? Anyone? Right? You need to have very good learning quotient. You have to continue to learn. If you think you have moved out from the institute and your learning stops, no. You have to have a very strong LQ. And the second thing that you need to develop and you need to be very focused on is SQ. Have you heard of SQ? It is a spiritual quotient. In the world which is full of stresses, contradictions, demands, the velocity of change that is taking place, then you as students, you as youth, have to develop the learning quotient and the spiritual quotient. And those who will have a strong learning quotient, strong spiritual quotients, will be successful. So I applied this on myself, not because I am nearing 70, but the question is, I was looking at in the last one and a half year, I've spent about 134 hours of formal learning, right? And spiritually, कुछ ना कुछ धक्का दे के लोग करा ही देते हैं. But very important, that it is, you have to keep this in mind. If you really want to be successful, if you really want to earn good salaries, if you really want to start businesses, if you really make sure you continue to learn. I learned a lot from the previous session, but because of age, I've already forgotten when I've come here. But there was a lot of good data there. Lot of good data. If any one of you would have been attentive to it, you would have had a very good takeaway. Or mera takeaway at my age is that I become nervous because there was so much depth that was available in that data. I have professors sitting here who know AI, and I'm not an engineer by profession. And more important is, I have young people who have a questioning mind. So frankly, I am nervous when I stand here. And if you remain nervous, you start learning, because if you have a good LQ, you have a good spiritual quotient, that is the only way to forward. And one of the leadership principles of AWS or Amazon is curious and be learn. So there are about 16, 17 leadership principles. One of them is this. Okay, why did I choose this topic? I was asked what is the topic that, it has to do with the AI. This is a fantastic, I must say, a really great number of speakers with very good background from very good organizations. So you are fortunate. You please be attentive. There's lots that you can learn. So therefore, I was becoming more nervous, right, which is there. So, but then I said, okay, let me talk about education and skills. Slightly plays on my strength, because when I started working way back in 1980, all through skills is something that I've always been focused on. So let me say why education I chose. One, the role that I do happens to be part of the education and skilling space in my company, in Amazon Web Services. But anyway, Amazon Web Services is fairly well clued in the education space with the central government or government of India, as well as a lot of private educational institutions. The CBSE results were declared day before, right? How many students have cleared that? Anybody? 2 crores, how much? I don't, large number, right? Sorry? 88%. No. How many number of students? So that entire CBSE result announcement, the partner had done it on AWS cloud infrastructure, right? So have you heard of DigiLocker? So DigiLocker runs on AWS cloud infrastructure. So have you heard of Academic Bank of Credits? ABC, that is right now running on AWS. Have you heard of NSDC? NSDC, National Skill Development Corporation of India? That's running on AWS and cloud infrastructure. Have you heard of COVID? When millions and millions and crores of people went in for their shots, COVID shots on COVID, in 2 to 3 weeks that was developed on the AWS cloud infrastructure. So therefore, I was just thinking that when we talk about education, I won't be wrong. I think that's a good subject that I chose. I can speak for some time. Now, after looking all those slides that were presented, I was wondering, slide रह भी गई है presentation करने को कि नहीं? And then I thought कि अब presentation तो बनाई हुई है and I need to do justice to my presentation, right? मुझे थोड़ा time तो लगाया है आप लोगों के. So I thought I'll go ahead with it. But first thing is, based on that, this is how this slide will knit everything for you together, right? A professor gave you the insights to everything. What this is showing to you is artificial intelligence, what it can do. It is any technique that allows computers to mimic a human intelligence using logic, if then statements and machine learning. तो machine learning क्या है? उसमें और इसमें क्या difference है? A subset of AI. Now take a step and start thinking. That uses machines to search for patterns in data, build logic models automatically. वही सारा explain करा था. I was just thinking कि यार मेरी slide अच्छी तरह summarize कर देगी जो आया है. And then what is deep learning? We spoke about it. A subset of machine learning, which is composed of deeply multi-layered neural networks that perform tasks like speech, image recognition. And then what is generative AI? Powered by large models that are pre-trained, right? And which are called the foundational models. And I picked up, and I'm not too good in remembering numbers, and I picked up this paper which I was going through. When we talk about why suddenly AI has become so important, generative AI is being spoken about, because AI needed large data. And over the years, the data has been built with computers, computer sciences, and everything coming into it, the data has been built. So right time, internet has been there. So I was looking at it that the largest pre-trained model in 2019 was 330 million parameters. It had 330 million parameters, which was a state-of-art LLM. But in 2022, the state-of-art LLM had over 540 billion parameters. So when we are talking about AI, और अगर आप नहीं सोए हुए, some of you are, I can see, but इतना data है जिसको machine आपके prompt queries or prompt engineering जिसको बोलते हैं, it is able to go so deep. And obviously after that, a lot has been built up. And one of the classic examples for you is when you go on Amazon. How many of you use Amazon to buy things? Thank you, first of all, to all of you. But below that is the data of all the products and all the catalogs, right? Which is a use case of how AI is working, right? So I think now you can relate कि आपके पास habit क्या है, आप खरीदते क्या हो, आपको it throws up another objective, it goes into catalogs, it asks you the pricing. So you are actually doing a prompt engineering by selecting some pieces, and it gives you the right result that you wanted. Okay? So far, so good. Now let me give you an example. Can anybody talk about a generative AI example? अभी राघव साहब बोल रहे थे. In fact, बैठे नहीं है. I wanted to congratulate him कि ताया जी बन गए वो. But he gave you an example of a generative AI. But let me give you an example how it is being put to use in the industry. Let us say I'm a fashion company and I want to introduce handbags. What I will do is, I will go to the service which is on Amazon, which is Bedrock. I will feed in few successful campaigns that I have had in the past. I will give it the features of the new bags, size and everything. It will create multiple options for ads, social handle options, and so on and so forth. So that is what is called a use case of how generative AI is being used. And today it is being across the industries. So if I was to look at the industries which are really using the generative AI, it is right from the life sciences to pharmaceutical to financial areas. All of these industries have already started using AI in one form or another, right? So there are a lot of use cases which are there. So, so you see this slide. If you give a prompt engineering that I want to have my dog wear a hat and specs and show me how it is, it will show you. So your whole piece of creativity, I want a butterfly which should have. So all that you see on WhatsApp coming, people are doing a lot of things and they're earning a lot of money if they're on TikTok and stuff like that, and you are enjoying it, quite a bit of it, right? So basically generative AI is that what can create for you new content, new ideas, new images, including conversations, and we'll talk about conversations as we move forward, stories, images, videos, all of these can be created, and this is what you need to address, and this is all possible because it is powered by large models that are pre-trained. The foundational model that I talked about, that how many billions of parameters that it has already ingested, based on which you can get what you want to get, right? So we spoke about, and use cases can be many, but let me pick up one. So content generation. You want to create some content, there's a lot of content in the world, and you say that I want to know what is happening somewhere else, and it will create all the news, it will ingest what is available, give you. Summarization, you put a large book, you put a big essay and say, give me in one paragraph what it says, it will give you. Summarization. These are the use cases. Software development. So all those who are doing coding and programming, and there you get what is called content queues, right? They help you create the codes. In fact, something that would have taken 7 days can be done in maybe a few hours. Something that could have taken a month can be done in few days, right? So this is how the whole system helps you to do. Therefore, what you can do is you can become more innovative, right? You don't have to spend hours and hours and hours on coding. It will help you code as well. Conversational AI, so chatbots, right? They're very, very now common, but they're still learning, and they are becoming very conversational. So if you have called up any bank now, if you call up, Axis Bank or for credit card something, it will ask you a question and it will say, don't feed in, tell me, right? You tell them, I want to talk about credit card. It says, fine, right? So it's asking you questions and it is conversing with you. Question answers, it can create, you can put a question, you will get an answer. Creativity, we saw that pictures before that. It helps you in creativity. Personalization, this is where teaching, right? This is where buying, a lot of things that happen. So this is the use of AI and search in research. This will be of massive use, right? So now we saw the professor's slides. I have put a practical point of view as a practitioner to see how these things work and why this will continue to grow. Why this will continue to grow is another slide which I can show you. But let's first talk about, since I'm going to talk about education, right? Let's see what is the industry in education going through. Technology diversity and unpredictable licensing costs. Wherever the licensing costs of software and stuff like that, that's a challenge. What should we do? What should we adopt? Blending traditional, hybrid and flexible learning. Traditional learning is lecture, labs, but do we have enough labs? In fact, my recommendation to the entire, whenever I go and speak somewhere, I say, I think our education industry in the higher education has done a wonderful job of creating very good, excellent physical infrastructure. Now is the time for them to start looking at the technology infrastructure, right? The age has come. So, the education industry has a lot of challenges, right? Embracing the generative AI revolution in itself. How do they teach the students, and are they embracing it themselves? I always say we should walk the talk. I remember in IBM, we always, a new technology, whenever we used to create, we used to first apply it inside IBM and then we would take it out. And many companies do that, right? So, I mean, if you are an educational institution, and I talk everywhere, are you using that for your work? If your faculty, your teachers are using, when they talk to the students and the students start using, they'll start learning. WhatsApp सब use करते हैं, तो WhatsApp आ गया. Facebook use करते हैं, तो Facebook आ गया. So it's a usage when you do, you acquire the learning and it becomes successful, right? So similarly, student engagement, retention, well-being, employability of a student, what kind of learnings are there, what kind of labs opportunities are available to students, delivering new educational pathways, all these micro credentials like companies like us, AWS or Microsoft or Google or many other OEMs come, and Adobe, they all come and give these micro credentials. This is a very important piece. And how is that getting integrated with the course curriculum? Right? Good. So everybody's attention was there. Pressure to reduce costs. Every industry is facing cost pressures, and so is education industry. Why is it increasing? Why is the use increasing? One is because we have now a lot of data available, but I think more important is it is helping you create new experiences. It's improving productivity, as we heard from 𝐒𝐤𝐳𝐷. It's providing you new kind of insights, and it is unleashing creativity. And therefore, new businesses, as you see, are coming into being today, which never existed. And the large corporations have found this, and born native organizations understand this, that this is where the world is going. And that is why you will find generative AI and AI will be much in demand, and I'll come down to the skills that you need. So, we've talked about it. There's going to be a tremendous change. It is going to disrupt. It's already happening in many countries. It's going to come to India. इंडिया में एक बार कुछ चीज़ हम अपना लें तो फिर इट इज़ लार्ज स्केल ही हो जाती है, फिर तो सारी चीज़ डेमोक्रेटाइज हो जाती है, बट इट्स जस्ट अबाउट क्वेश्चन ऑफ टाइम, एंड आई थिंक इट्स गोइंग टू हैपन. दिस इज अ वेरी डीप स्टडी विच हैज़ बीन अंडरटेकन. सो ट्रेंड्स इन एजुकेशन, द फर्स्ट इज आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, तभी तो आज हम सेशन कर. द सेकेंड इज पर्सनलाइजेशन. ऑल ऑफ यू आर डिफरेंट. I am different from you. Each student is different. How we learn is different. Some learn through networking. मैं तो पढ़ता भी हूँ, वीडियो के थ्रू भी लर्न करता हूँ, पर मैं जिस ग्रुप में बैठ जाऊँ अगर 4 बंदों के साथ, मैं जितना उसमें लर्न करता हूँ उसमें नहीं है. So do you have forums? So all students in the same class are not at the same level of understanding, or they have not come from same background of schools, or they don't understand that language in a proper way. And then we expect that everybody passing out from that class should be at the same level of knowledge. तो ये तो बहुत unfair है ना. ये हम आज बोल रहे हैं, पहले तो टीचर मार के बोलता था ना, फेयर है जो मैं करा रहा हूँ वो ठीक है, हमारे टाइम पे, because I'm talking about 70s. So I remember my teacher always used to pinch me जब मैं गलत करता क्लास में. But all this has changed. The world has changed. So personalization is going to become very important. And assessments, teachers in the last few years have been extremely busy. पहले लोग टीचर तब बनते थे, कहते थे कि इसमें हमको टाइम मिलता है. लेडीज जाती थी टीचर बनने के लिए क्योंकि टाइम मिलता है, उनको घर भी चलाना है. And I'm sure now all of you teachers here can tell you that there is no time. You are more busy than people in possibly in corporate as well. You have assessments, you have, and many of the times you are not even changing your course curriculum, which has even become redundant. आप फिर भी पढ़ा रहे हैं, right? So question is assessments, learning analyticals, micro credentials. Well-being is being spoken a lot at institution level today. The reason being is stresses that the student goes through are many, right? So anyway, so these are the trends, and the rise of AI will bring about significant changes in education, making it more personalized and accessible to students around the world. And that is why the tools and the learnings that many of the companies are offering, they are personalized now. अगर आप में सीखते हो और आपका दोस्त 8 घंटे में सीखता है, इट्स ओके. 12 घंटे के बाद है, उसकी सिर्फ 4 घंटे पहले थी. But that's personalization, right? So this is going to revolutionize the way education is delivered. And all these areas are going to get impacted. I mean, I will pick up only one, which is academic tuition. आपको administration और campus management से कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. 2 लेता हूँ. One is the academic tuition में, this is what's going to happen. Personalized tutors, text summarizations, all this is going to be facilitated by generative AI. And institutions which have already started adopting this will have very good outcomes for their students, learning outcomes. and student services, because student is also a customer for the institution. अगर आपका एक्सपीरियंस अच्छा नहीं है ना, तो रिकमेंड नहीं करोगे इंस्टीट्यूशन. आप सीखे नहीं हो तो आप नहीं बोला जाए, टाइम पास अच्छा हो जाता है, फ्रेंड्स, राइट? But people who come by the name of the institution do so because they have had some good experiences. So I'm just sharing that these are some of the examples of how AI is going to impact the higher education, right? So enhanced experiences, boost productivity of professors, the departments, and optimize the processes, making it very, very easy to operate in a very complex environment which has come into play for the last few years. Here is where I am, from an AWS perspective, I say this is a very important slide, because we are saying you have a lot of data in foundational models, but you started in 1998. Imagine if you were to start using the data that you have for yourself. So generative AI that knows your context, your community of education, if you start using that, then the outcomes will be very, very different, because it is your data which is helping you succeed as an organization, institution, or helping the student succeed. So that is where I think as you start go about adopting, it is very important to understand in the educational space how you are going about it. Let's come down to skills. In the world that you are living, friends, it's going to be very, very dynamic landscape for employment. It's going to be very challenging. I'm sure you're already facing. दोस्तों की नौकरी लग रही है या नहीं लग रही है. Yet it is full of opportunities, tremendous opportunities. You will be surprised. अब तो सिर्फ आपके ऊपर डिपेंड कर, करियर सिर्फ आपके हाथ में है. I'll give you one example. छोटे होते बच्चों को चलना कौन सिखाता है? Anybody? कौन सिखाता है बच्चे को चलना? Yes. Pardon? Parents. सच बोल रहे? Yes. How many are saying yes? Few people are saying yes. अगर मम्मा पापा नहीं भी सिखाएंगे ना, तो भी वो सीख जाएगा. ये हमारे इंडिया में वॉकर पकड़ा दो, ओ देखो चींटी ने हो गया, चोट लग गई, जमीन पे पैर मारते हो जोर जोर से, जमीन का फॉल्ट था, पहले ही आप दूसरों पे ब्लेम करना शुरू कर देते हो. You go to many countries in Japan, parents don't ask you to start, they don't hold your hand. You get up on your own, you start learning to walk on your own, and you don't blame the floor कि तुम गिरे हो because floor की गलती है. तो पहले से ही you start passing the blame. So career, please don't blame your professors, don't blame your parents. Career is your responsibility. Learning is your responsibility. And if you are not doing that, don't blame. Oh, friends आ गए, मेरी आज पढ़ाई नहीं हुई, मेरी तबीयत खराब हो गई, पढ़ने का मूड नहीं करा. Every time we are blaming somebody else. If you're not going to take your responsibility in this world, let me tell you, you are in for a very, very tough time, my friends. Very tough time. Okay? So, why are there so many opportunities? Let me show you. AI market in India is expected to grow at the rate of 25 to 35%. The shortage of cloud professionals will be around 800,000 by the end of 2026. And if you are not taking cloud certifications, whether it's Azure or Google or Amazon, then you can imagine, you are losing on some opportunities. 1.25 million, 12,50,000 by 2027 is the demand of AI professionals. ये सब opportunities हैं. The leading 10% of the IT services provided, each making over 1 billion, will begin using AI-driven platforms to handle 30% of their main services. And the C-level executives are already talking what is to be done. I have quoted the data and the studies under this, but what I'm trying to tell you is, while there are challenges, there are opportunities. Okay? And this is another study that we have done, which says the study indicates that 3 in 4 employers can't even find AI skilled talent they need. And this is now. And imagine that by 2028, the organizations plan to use AI-powered solutions, 92% of the organizations. So you better tighten your belt, right? So that you are ready for the world in which you are going to work. NASSCOM का तो नाम सबने सुन लिया, right? It says AI and automation could create 2.3 million new jobs in India by 2025. 2025 में jobs हैं, लेकिन talent नहीं है. Jobs open जा रही हैं. आप ये भी पढ़ते होगे lay off हो रहा है. Lay off होगा. उनका LQ वीक है, लर्निंग कोशेंट वीक है, उन्होंने नई स्किल्स नहीं एक्वायर करी हैं, राइट? सो 20-25% of the Indian IT professional need to reskill. वही lay off होते हैं. Startups and large tech companies are major employers of AI. So that's what's happening on the skill front, sir. And government is supporting this. National education policy emphasize on AI integration into the courses. And last वाला पढ़ो, CBSE has introduced AI subject in class 8 to 12. तो आपका क्या होगा अगर आप learn नहीं करेंगे? Where will you be? The young people are coming. If you don't learn, वो आपके job ले जाएंगे. Technology never takes away your job. Other people who know technology better than you will take your job. So you have to keep learning. You have to keep learning, right? So नीति आयोग, and today you heard the AI for all. This is the AI literacy mission. अभी director साहब यहाँ पे थे. So friends, there's lots happening. I represent from AWS Skills to Job Tech Alliance. We are working with 𝐒𝐤𝐧𝐠𝐡. We are working with many other institutions. We are doing applied learning activities. We are telling the students. We are discussing use cases. We are asking you to become more hands-on. Ask for more labs, work on it successfully. Your 𝐒𝐤𝐧𝐠𝐡 has AWS Academy, etc. They are wanting to do something much more, I hear. But if you are not going to use, why should an institution bring in something? तो आप ही को use करना है. And these are the key roles. कौन से roles? ये key roles हैं. और एक interesting thing कल परसों ही आई है. And I thought I should bring that to the new jobs. Economic Times में आया है that only in agentic AI itself there are going to be number of jobs that are going to get created. So this is what's happening right now. These are the skills that are required. So please get on to it. I know some people of you are taking pictures. I compliment you. I congratulate you. I appreciate that. Because those who are taking pictures seem to be serious. Because they'll pick up one of these lines and subjects to discuss. राइट अदर्स सुन लिया, वो आए थे सिंह साहब बोल गए, पता नहीं 12:30 हो गए थे, 12 के ऊपर टाइम हो गया था, ठीक बोल रहे हैं क्या बोल रहे हैं छोड़ो परे, राइट. सो ऑल आई एम ट्राइंग टू से फ्रेंड्स, इट इज़ फॉर यू, ओके, वी आर हियर फॉर यू. योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, योर इंस्टीट्यूशन हैज कॉल्ड अस ऑल so that we can get a message across to you. Last part which professor spoke about, and I need to talk about it as well. Generative AI brings promising new innovation and at the same time raises new risks and new challenges. Fairness, bias, baat hua tha na, right? And this is one statement, okay, building responsible AI and product services, but this is one statement I want to bring across. Please read it. Because ये आप जॉब्स इसको पढ़ो, पर ये लिखा हुआ है, कौन कह रहा है कि आपको ये ध्यान करो? ये लार्ज लैंग्वेज मॉडल AI आपको एडवाइस कर रही है, भाई आप बी केयरफुल, राइट. सो विद दिस I will stop. We have in Amazon, we are doing a lot of work to make sure the guardrails are doing what is ethical AI. I think a lot of work is happening. I mean, there are a lot of slides that I have, backup slides, but that's not really needed for now. So I just request you to be alert in terms of what you need to really learn. It's your responsibility. So thank you, friends. It's been lovely talking to you. You were very attentive. I was worried कि आप सो जाओगे, but I loved every moment of being here. So thank you, 𝐒𝐤𝐧𝐠𝐡 or 𝐒𝐤𝐧𝐠𝐡 for, I call it 𝐒𝐤𝐳𝐬𝐡 always, but 𝐒𝐤𝐳𝐬𝐡 for inviting me here to be with you. Thank you.